Hey, good morning, guys. We're going to start our BoldTrail Bootcamp, and this is session 3. Very excited. Today we're talking about squeeze pages. What is a squeeze page? How do I use it? It's like this foreign technology, but really it is cool because ultimately at the end of the day, what do people really want when it comes to real estate? Properties. And that's all that squeeze pages are about. Showcasing properties, listings, solds, market information, value information, all based off properties. So when you think of squeeze pages, think properties. I don't really have a catchy thing for that just yet, but I don't know. If anything pings your interest on that, put it in the chat. Let's go ahead and share a little bit about what it is and kind of dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Leads everywhere, because really that's what this is all about, is being able to create energy to drive traffic to your website and also being able to generate leads by having that activity build. Now, BoldTrail and many other CRMs out there offer lots of lead programs. Squeeze pages is one of those. But BoldTrail has all of these additional pieces, and I'm not going to identify all of these in this session. It's just about squeeze pages because it's a session all in its own. But they are specific search results that drive traffic to your website, which means that you got to have MLS access and to have properties on your website. We're not going to talk about that today. We talked about that at the last session, so watch the replay if you missed it. All right, squeeze pages. How do you find a squeeze page? Remember, we're talking about leads. So when you're in BoldTrail, you're going to check out the lead engine because this is about leads. So when you click into lead engine, you're going to find IDX squeeze page. When you think of IDX, think of MLS. And from here, you're going to select your website, which is your first name .legacyrea.com. It'll be in the drop-down menu, makes it super easy, and it should be the only one there. If you have a team, sometimes there's two of them, your personalized one and your team one. Once you select it, click Start Building. When you're looking at this page, it kind of looks a little MLS-y. So you have search criteria, but it's so easy to miss the very top section, and it's so important. I like a rotisserie chicken, set it and forget it. So when you're working with seller squeeze pages, if you put a little work in the front end, then you can set it and forget it and repeat in the future, and it makes life so much easier. So there's two sections you want to build in. One is the build, or focus on. One is the build. This page looks a lot like MLS. It's talking about criteria, place, size, price, things like that. The second is history. Now, there's no way to remove or delete any of these history pages. If you ever create a squeeze page, they live here forever. But that's wonderful because you can always reference back to this history page. You can see the links that you built in that history page, and you can also click on that copy link and see what it so this view, when if I was to click a view button, it will show me my website with the search results. So this particular one was a multi-property polygon search. So I did a polygon multi-property, this particular on this date. So I did, this is the map I want all listings to happen in this area, and it pops in the MLS results. If I want to copy that link, now I have the ability to then promote that other places. So those build and history pages are so powerful because you can build them once and then always come back and use those links in the future. Because ultimately you want to share and promote these links everywhere. You can put them on postcards. We're going to talk about that in another slide, but you're going to put these links everywhere. You can put them in email signatures, door knockers, flyers, and all of the sorts. So let's talk about what kind of links you're going to be building. There's 5. The first is a multi-property. Think of this, we've been talking a lot about farm lists and prospecting that farm list. Well, this is very specific to that. If you are working in a certain farm area, a demographic region or geographic region, then fabulous. You'd want to plug that in here using things like maybe by city, area, zip code, neighborhood. You can put that into the location section and really dissect multiple property activity that's happening in that area. Next, and that's what that looks like I did on that polygon search, right? The next is the sold multiple properties. Same concept, different results. Now you're getting sold data. Notice the solds on all of those pieces. The single property, same concept. Now you have one property and it drives straight to the property detail page on your website. Then you have a seller squeeze page. And this one we talked about a little bit about the home valuation. So if you're doing a farm list in a specific area, maybe it's Ruby Hills of Livermore, and you put that and you're specifically targeting that area, then the question is, what is your home worth in Ruby Hills? Click this link and find out, and it takes them right to the page that is personalized to that area. Ruby Hills with a price on it. And then they can put in that information and boom, instant lead funneled into your system. And all of those work the same way. As you start to look at their website, all of the leads options are on the right. If they go to your website and they require them to submit their information for seeing multiple properties, more photos, then that's a lead that funnels into your system. And dun, 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 the squeeze page builds on it. So you know exactly what brought them in and what excited them. So you can always say, okay, these were the more popular ones. You can track that. And then there's also the last one is the market report. Wonderful resource again with that farm list, put in that details. This is another lead generating tool. They come, they can subscribe, Google, Facebook, or their email address. They do it once, and then they have access to all these great resources. And then they see the details for that area. Okay, new listings, sold, valuations on the market, and it constantly updates. The really cool thing about and why seller squeeze pages or squeeze pages in general are so amazing is because they will always update without you having to recreate them again. That's why the history tab is so cool, because once you create it, it's a set it and forget it. You can come back to it and new properties and listings will funnel right back into the system. So they're constantly getting fresh data. Love that. All right, let's dive into how-tos, right? Because sometimes when you're just looking at it from a bird's eye view, it's like, it's scary. It's not scary. It's just like MLS. What kind of details are you looking for? Dissect it first by location. And you can do it by city, like I mentioned, city, area, neighborhood, zip code, or you can even do a draw on map. Same type of concept. And then you can dissect it even further. Like I want commercial properties, residential, single family properties, condos, townhouses. You can be very specific. Then you can even be more specific. I'm looking over here, not where that red circle is, down here on this section on square footage. Maybe you're wanting to promote and showcase more listings. Do you ever want to, is one of your goals to increase your price point? Then what you might want to be projecting out there into the universe and into social media and all the things is that you work higher end listings and that you promote higher end listings and that you have all the details and data behind higher end listings. So having that details in there is great because then it really super targets it. And then you would click that generate link on the side and it will create that squeeze page for you. Now there's other sources here. If you're going to maybe do a door knocker or you're going to use it specifically for a farm list, you can incorporate your hashtags. That way when you search for it, it pops up right there like, hey, this is my hashtag for that group. But you don't need to. It lives in history and you can promote it organically. When you click the generate link, you would click generate link, it creates these two links. One is a very long link and one is a short link. I don't know about you, but long links kind of scare people. So that's why they have the little short, link that helps people like, oh, that's not intimidating at all. When you click the link, you click the little copy icons, or you can go old school and just highlight and copy. And as I mentioned before, you would want to promote that link everywhere. You can incorporate it. Social media is the main focus. So we're going to take it one step further, because sometimes like, okay, well, this is all great, but like, what do I do with all this information? Like, how do I get started? Like, there's so many ideas floating. Let's make a simple option. Okay. First, I want to show you a QR code piece, because I mentioned on here QR codes. And the concept around a QR code is taking anything that's paper and turning it digital. So you wouldn't necessarily put a QR code on anything for social media, right? Because then what does the user have to do? They have to like take a picture of it and then scan it like that way. Like it's a weird thing. But if you get a flyer or a postcard, then they can scan it with their cell phone and it takes them digitally to the resource, which is what you want. To do a QR code, fun little factoid for you guys, you would copy the link. You can actually go to the link, look at it yourself, see the results. Remember, they're constantly changing. And if you right click on whatever page that is on the internet, this works not just on our sites, but anywhere on the internet, depending on browser, I believe it's just right click and click create QR code for this page. And it creates it, you can save it, and then you can input that image on all of your printed materials. Maybe it's a magazine that you're promoting. Maybe it's a door knocker, postcards, maybe it's one of those flyers that you hand out at an event. You're like, hey, check out this more information. Oh, you live in Ruby Hills? I send out on Market Update. Scan this for the most recent listings in the area. Now I want to take it one step further with that concept of like, what are all the things that I could do? So now you're going to dive over into support resources. It's under training and support. A lot of times, if you're looking at BoldTrail, you may not see that in the navigation here just because of the way it formats and it's at the end of the list. So check out that more options and then hit supports resources. The key words here are property ideas of the day. When you search property ideas of the day, it will give you a whole list of ideas. And you essentially want to create this for your farm list areas and keep them in the history so that you can always access those links. So if you're prospecting different areas, you have readily available squeeze pages at your disposal. Now, when you're looking at this prompting guide, you want to print it out and just kind of check it off. Do 3 a day or something. And anywhere you see the word area, as it says, you'd want to change that to your area that you're focusing on. So let's use Ruby Hills in the Livermore area. It says the first idea here, property search of the day, area. So Ruby Hills starter homes. Well, if you know Ruby Hills, it's probably not going to be the best piece, but maybe the next one here. Here's a complete current list of Ruby Hill luxury area homes priced over 2 million or something like that, over 1 million. And now you can copy these verbatim, word for word, and have these as your social media prompts and put the link that you created within the squeeze page at the tail end. So you would create your squeeze page using this criteria. So let's just say Fremont. Property search of the day, Fremont starter homes with 3 bedrooms priced under $300,000. So on your search criteria for a squeeze page, you would put the area, Fremont, 3 bedrooms or more, priced under $300,000. Generate your link, go to social media or go to any of your marketing resources, and then type this verbatim, property search of the day, Fremont starter homes with 3+ bedrooms, put the criteria in there and post it. And just like that, people drive traffic, they come to your website, they see the information, they start engaging. And you do it consistently. Do it 1 a day, right? That's why they call it search of the day. And you can calendar things to go out consistently so that you're constantly staying top of mind with active real estate information. That's why that history page that we were talking about was so profound, because then you can always come back and post another one. Like, what did I do this time last month? And have it go on repeat. Because remember, it will always be fresh content. Now let's dive into social media. Now, if you have questions, keep those towards the end or you can put them in the chat. But let's talk a little bit more about social media. We have a lot of resources within BoldTrail for social media, and some are boilerplate and some are personalizable. Customizable. So in BoldTrail, under marketing, if you want to start talking about social media, click on the marketing tab. Click on the design center. You want to get started. And notice that there's a social media button tab. So you click social media and there's 98 different templates, usually around holidays and properties. And you can see different formats. One is just having it in your feed. Others are square designs. These are great for Instagram. And then you also have the story designs. Those are pretty popular these days and have been for a while. The stories that show up at the top of every page and only live for 24 hours. So all the templates are in there. And then you can link your social media right with BoldTrail and have those automatically go out. So really great resource right at your disposal. Not too much editing is needed for these. They're branded to you, but you can edit, tweak a bit. Some of the places and the placeholders are kind of locked down. But it's cookie cutter, it's easy, and you get the message out. The other section is in the learning portal. Now, this is a pretty easy resource. Again, this is like a set it and forget it calendar for the year. When you go into the learning portal, the far right side of BoldTrail, search social media. The social media shareables will pull up. And this works for all learning portal things. You can search any of the stuff, company meetings, legacy lives, particular vendors, phrases and clauses. So this is a major hub of information here. But you search social media. In any of these, if it's the first time, you can click start or you can resume the course. And the reasons why I like this is because it tells you the whole thing for the year. Notice on the far left, on my navigation, it breaks it down by month. Oops, there we go. Breaks it down by month, tells you everything and the day. You can download the image and schedule it out to go. 6 months in advance on social media. Rotisserie chickens, set it and forget it. And you can do it for the whole year. Okay, we put that out there for you guys so you can rock and roll your social media if you want to. Now, these are all about holidays or things that are coming up. Maybe it's a national, yesterday was burrito day. So it just depends on some of the messaging that's out there. Now, these are boilerplate, no customization or personalization. But at Legacy, we allow you to personalize content. So all of these pieces, though, you can automatically download them anytime and post them anytime. We also share them on our Facebook page, by the way, so you could save those images and put them out there. Correction, our Facebook agent group. So this is not a page that's public. This is just for you guys. So you'll see this one from April Fool's Day where you can come in, click on one of those images and share it right to your social media. You can, and it's right there. It's not personalized, but it gets the message out. And those are really quick little hits for social media. The other piece is the company cloud. This is where you have more personalization options. And that's the whole suite in Canva. Company cloud, click on Canva designs. And this is a really cool resource because it goes through, again, the whole calendar year, but also flyers, open house flyers, property flyers, testimonials, reviews, market updates, details like that. And it runs through the whole presentation. Let me stop my share and I'll show you what that looks like. Share. Let's go to the internet here and I'll show you this piece. And thank you for your patience. Going live is always so fun. We're going to go this way and click Company Cloud, Canva Designs. There we go. So as it loads, any of these are hot links. So you can click on any of the images or the link underneath it. And as you scroll through, notice you can see the different images for social media, listing promotions, sold, pendings, price changes, selling multiple properties, reviews and testimonials, market update. And then it goes by holidays, broken down by month. And you can personalize with your photo, contact information for every single one of these. Canva is free to use. It is not a legacy program. It's a separate program platform. And if you wanted to pay the extra to have extra images or whatnot, you can. You don't need to. We provide all of that as part of the services. But then you just scroll down, you click the ones you like, and some agents even have their own branding. Maybe it's a logo in partnership with Legacy. Just remember you have the legacy branding on there as well, so you stay in compliance. But also a really cool tool there that you have at your disposal. And if we come back to our presentation in Canva Designs, I think, there we go. So a really cool resource is those, there we go, is the Canva Designs and social media. So squeeze pages are a powerful resource that you can use in your business. And now leverage that content with the property words for words of the day. Use it on your social media devices, on your marketing tools, and any of the messages out there to provide additional content. And then if you're looking for some other stuff to put on social media, we have that all available through the Design Center, through Canva, through the Learning Portal. So hopefully that helps with a little bit about squeeze pages and social media. I'm going to take roll here real quick, stop recording. And if you have any questions, now's a great time for you to unmute and ask your questions. Thanks so much, guys.